We are excited for the 40-day prayer trek we are about to embark on as Gravity. We want to share stories with you of God answering prayer in our lives. We know that the answer is not always yes. Sometimes it's not yet, and sometimes the answer is no. But we know that God answers prayer, and so we want to encourage you with our stories. I'm excited to share with you a story from my life of God answering prayer. This is not a story of a fast answer to prayer, but a slow answer. We planted seeds of prayer that sprouted and grew over time. Way back in the day when my family and I lived in Minnesota, Amber and I were praying that we would be able to buy a house, that we would be able to move it into a home of our own. You see, we were living with her parents at the time, and we'd been there quite a number of years, and it was just time to move out on our own. So we started praying. We started looking at every option. We even applied for a Habitat for Humanity house, and we got denied because we made just enough over the income threshold to qualify. It was so frustrating. And in the midst of that, and then in the midst of God working in our lives in other ways, as we continued to pray, it became clear that God was moving us to Kansas in 2007. And so sure enough, we picked up, we moved, and after 2 or 3 years of praying for a home, God finally answered that prayer. We were able to buy a home where He was calling us to be in Kansas. Had we tried to do that and answer that prayer, we did try to answer that prayer ourselves, and the doors were just closed all the way along. It was so frustrating. But had we done something and had we forced our way through that, it would not have turned out great because we probably would have been stuck with a home in Minnesota and then trying to buy a home in Kansas. Wouldn't have worked. But because God works the way God works, He opened the door for us to be able to move to Kansas and to own a home. And it was great. And so God answered our prayer that way. It wasn't fast, but it was so much better than doing it our own way. So praise God for answering prayer.